So I want to say that you guys are very lucky and you have that provision to get to know about this business analyst position. If you don't want to get the training from me today, it's fine. But sooner or later, I encourage all of you get to know more information about business analyst position, because it's a career that the benefit, the advantage can bring to your life. You cannot imagine how amazing it is. So now, let's get started. So give some introduction about business analyst. And I just want to keep up that to front. Maybe in the class, I'm very sorry I carry my work laptop. I don't have enough examples for you about what the project plan is, or what are the key responsibilities, work you will be doing tomorrow at your work. But after we finish the presentation, you probably have these slides as well. Then you go home, can do some research. Every single words, every single responsibility terms I'm teaching you, I'm introducing today in the class, you can search it on Google, okay? There's template, there's very clear definition, but you don't get that in your college textbook, okay? Students keep asking me, can I become a business analyst without a background? I said, no, you don't need any background, because my experience, Mia's experience tells you that you don't learn any business analyst knowledge in school, in your textbook, okay? You have to join the training, join a business analyst from a consultant company, the people who are experienced work as business analysts before you want to become a business analyst. Okay, now let's get started. For my training, I will be covering 4 positions. It's not just a business analyst. Of course, business analyst is a position I want most of you keep as the top priority. Why? We will know that from the syllabus, okay? So in this class, I will be covering business analyst, quality analyst, project manager, and the business process analyst, 4 positions. Why? Because I want to give you the flexibility. Once you finish the training, then tomorrow you want to go look for a job. Maybe some company, they call business analyst and a project lead. Some company, they call business analyst as business process analyst. I don't want you confused. What's going on? I learned something from Mia's class. This position is not a business analyst. It can be called a business process analyst, project coordinator, but it depends. But most of the big company always keep as business analyst, okay? So there are 4 positions you will be learning in this training. Instead of giving any additional or meaningless talk, I want to focus on the key points to address most of your concerns. So first one, I will be introducing what is business analyst from a corporate perspective, and what is corporate. Then why we want to work as a business analyst. Another one is why organization needs a business analyst. Maybe in the small organization you work, there are never a business analyst. So we wanted to know what is why the organization needs business analyst. Then your roles and responsibilities in an organization, and how can I become a business tiger, and also from my experience, once you guys finish the training, get a job, do come back to me and ask me how can I help you with the H1 application. As long as you have a job, I can help you on that. Okay. So the first one, I want to all of us understand the word corporate, because 99.9% of you, once you finish training, work as business analyst, you will be going to a corporate environment. So what is a corporate? Corporate is the headquarters, is an organization where they conduct their business with different departments. In that organization include different departments and different occupations. Let's see that from the next one, the graphic I have here. I hope this is clear and tell you. Can you guys see it from there? So let's see in this big circle here. This is the corporate environment. So in corporate environment are divided. This is all from 1 to 9. It's called the line of business. Okay. So on the line of business, we have different departments. We have business team, usually where we have the program managers, CEOs, project managers, business analysts, divided into this group. Then we have the development team. So development team, we have the developers, right? We have the IT lead, we have system analysts, we have other people who are supporting for the IT technology. Then the number 3, the department TQS, testing quality system. This department, most of the time we do the testing. Once we finish all the implementation, development, then we push the application to the department, TQS department for testing. And then the number 4 is marketing. This is just some reference, but maybe some of the headquarters don't keep marketing as part of keep it in the corporate environment. Business analyst, usually you don't interact with marketing people, but here from 1 to 3, 5, 6, 7, you will be interacting with all the department. Okay, so what are you seeing from this slide here? Like earlier, I was explaining that imagine that now you're a business analyst, you're in the corporate environment. It's hard to win outside for refresh. Okay. Imagine you are in the corporate, you're in the center, so you get the opportunity to work with any departments who are coordinating to this project. You will be reporting to the project manager, who is under the line of business. From the first department, this is the key, very important department where the program manager, project manager, they're sitting here, provide a business strategy and plan and scope, everything. So most likely you will be reporting to this group. Your project manager is here. And then when you work as a business analyst with the project team, business team, what you will be doing? You will be creating project plan, creating project charter. Project plan is the documentation. You can use Microsoft project plan, or you can use WBS work breakdown structure to create the project plan, to make sure all your activities and your schedule are having the starting date and the ending date, and also has the predecessors dependency. And also, you will be also creating project charter, which is the documentation where it lists all the executive objectives and their goal and description about this project. And creating BRD documentation. What I want to emphasize here, I know all the terms are listed here. Responsibilities is very new for you guys, but don't worry. Once you come to the class, we will be teaching each of them in detail. So the business requirements of BRD, Google it when you get home. It's a documentation where we use to collect all the user experience, document what our customer wants, right? Because we develop an application, we wanted to make sure our customers are happy and it provides the needs to our customer. So we use the BRD to document all the user experience, user expectations. For example, if I wanted today to develop a mobile app, can do the international money transfer, right? Fund transfer. I wanted to document my customer should be able to transfer US dollars to China. And my customer should be able to, once they transfer money, my customer should be able to generate the transfer statement or records from this app, right? So this is kind of like requirements. You need to think what are the products will be providing to your customer, you will be creating for the business team. And the other one is the FSD, stands for Functional Specification Documentation. Let's say it's an application. The first one, BRD, you address the customer experience, customer expectations. In FSD, you want to document the system's functionality to make sure customers' expectation corresponded to the customers, to the system. When customer plays an action, then the system also can respond. And how the system, in a short way to say that is how the system is going to function. Okay, and then another one you will be creating is a TDD documentation, which is once you have the product designed, you want to get the image or the architect pictures into this documentation, and with some wording description to explain how this product works, and also some of the features this product support. In another one you will be creating is a user case. The user case is a documentation which describes how the user is going to interact with this system. Okay, like today you come to my the BA introduction session. So your action is first you get ready, prepare, get ready, then you start the car, then you drive, you get here. It's like a user instruction and documentation. Then the next one is strategy and planning. You may work with a project manager to provide some strategy. Maybe our project is not always well planned. Even it's well planned, there is some expectations happen to the project as well. So as a business analyst, I would say for the entry level, you may not have the business insight to bring to the strategy and planning, but once you run 1 or 2 projects, then go to the junior level or senior level, maybe some students, they're very smart. They have a lot of talent, and from their life experience, they have the supervision to provide a strategy to this project. So that's a part of business analyst's job as well. And you will be creating business process. You may be doing business process improvements as well. For example, we have the application products in our company already, and somehow it is behind our technology. You wanted to provide some strategy, have some technology involved, or change the business process flow to make it more advanced. So the purpose of doing business process improvements is to reduce the cost and improve work efficiency, right? So that's part of business analyst's job as well. For example, if today I'm working as a business analyst in this class, you're working here, we are suffering from this technology issue, right? So after this, then you understand what's the problem with this, then you bring some idea how we can fix this issue and how we can fix this problem to prevent the problem from happening next time. Is that clear? It doesn't like me.
It's really unlucky.
I was work fine. What's going on? It's it came. It's just the keyboard connection. So the next one is gathering business requirements. We're seeing that you will be documenting, creating documentation for BRD and FSD. So where you get all the information, right? You must be stressed out right now. Oh my God, I cannot work as a business analyst because I needed to create this documentation. No, you're the person in charge of this responsibility, but you have the entire team to help you. You will be gathering all the information from stakeholders, from your end users, from managers. They provide information, as just the business analyst, you will be translating the requirements you gathered into a functional documentation. You're not just putting everything the manager is telling you in this documentation. You write it in the way of business analyst or in the business terminology into that documentation. So for gathering business requirements, you will be conducting interview with stakeholders, any users, project managers, meeting with people all the time. That's why when early in the morning you go to the office, you have a lot of meetings. Either it's on-site or online, you have meetings. Then you will be creating WBS, which is a work breakdown structure diagram that helps you to define what should be included in this project scope. So that's a software I will be teaching you in the class, ask you to download, and will teach you each step by step, how to create a WBS, how to use WBS to create a project plan, and some a project plan, and also create some organization chart. It's not only used for one specific breakdown structure, you can use that to build your workflow as well. Okay, and when we talk about the business process, we have 6 or 7 types of business process diagram you will be learning from me this class. And there are some software, for example, Microsoft Visio, Aries, SmartDraw, Rational Rules. I will be teaching you 3 to 4 types of software to help you to create. Even Google is using Lucidchart. I will be teaching the software to create all the process maps. I would say process maps is a major, very important part of business analyst or even project manager. Tomorrow you come to my class, if you don't know anything, you just know create a process business analyst. Then once you finish the class, you apply a business process analyst. Then back to 2009, a company from Georgia, Atlanta, called me $80 per hour. Okay, this is the one key thing I want you to learn from my class and to get familiar with. The second department you will be working is IT development team. So you will be working with the IT group to manage all the defects produced during the application. You will be doing status report. You will be tracking the project issues, all the defects and the bugs produced from the project. Or any IT problems the IT team is facing, you will be collecting the problem from them and put it in the Excel, or maybe you will put it in the rational modeling, rational rules template to conduct meeting with the business team to get them addressed, escalated. Okay. Then number 3, TQS. I put like testing, test case, test scenario, test plan. I put it here. Maybe you ask me, this is a QA's job. But why business analyst has to do it? You're not going to do it. Okay, if you're working as a business analyst, you're not going to do testing. You're not going to create a test plan or test case. But you will be working with a quality analyst all the time and to make sure the project goes well. You will see what they have done, because when you create a use case, BRD, FSD from business team, the purpose is creating this is make sure it finally it gets tested. Okay, so for the testing purpose, that's why you have the knowledge. You have the knowledge of being a QA as well. So from the end user, we know that tomorrow, once we finish this project, we will be delivering this product to our end user, and you will be helping the team to create the training plan, right? Like most of the startup company, they build products, new products. They wanted to sell to the market, but in the beginning, you wanted to have the communication plan. You want to have the training plan. Everything, a project is well planned is well executed. Okay, so you want to have everything planned ahead, and make sure your customer knows how to use that. And right now in eBay, I have a project is developing the conference, video conference with Polycom, the third vendor. So we want to show we have the virtual meeting room for everybody. You can conduct meetings from anywhere, any devices. So I needed to create the training plan, communication plan, develop the training materials from the beginning during the initiation phase. You will be working with production support team. So we'll be escalating. Production support team is a team which is different from the TQS team. Production support team manages all the entire product defects issues. And so you will be, they have the overall control, make sure it doesn't go anywhere messed up or missed to test and escalate. So you will be working with the production team, use Jira, Jira, a Jira application to track all the defects and make sure the status is updated and make sure it is escalated by the development team or resolved by the development team. Then another one is the architect team. Architect team is the department understand the infrastructure and all the structure for the future product. Right now in eBay, I'm working with the Indian guy in the architect team to do the Skype for Business integration to video conference. So you want to understand how our products are gonna be look like in the future, and bring your because you want to build a user case business requirements for your product. So you want to work with architect team to understand what it's gonna be look like in the future. So from this slide, I want you to understand, have the basic general idea like business analyst, so where you're standing at in the future. If you work as a business analyst, you may not be working with each department, but I would say 90% if you are developing a web application, pretty much you will be working with all the departments over here. And this is this course, these lessons I'll be teaching. I will teach you when you work with each department, what exactly responsibility you might be doing and how you're going to be doing that, and with real example. Okay. Okay. So now after you have the basic idea of business analyst, what you your position and who are the business partners, departments you'll be working. Now you want to understand, Mia, today you work as a business analyst. What is your typical day looks like? Basically right now in eBay, I go to office at 8:30. Maybe this is the future. You and the business analyst will be going through the same thing. Okay, maybe you don't have to wake up at 8:30. You go to office at 9, but you leave at 5. So I go to office at 8:30 in the morning. I stand off at 4:30. Okay, it's very open, very flexible. You don't have to stand there. Like my husband, who is working for Wells Fargo as branch manager every day 9 to 6. That's some job I cannot do it because at 4:30 I want to stand off and go home, spend time with my family. 8:30 to 9, 30 minutes. I attend the daily project stand-up call, which is with the overall project group. Anybody who involves in this meeting, from IT, from TQS, from maybe from architecture team from UK. Someone is working in UK, right? That's why the meeting is very early in the morning for the time zone. I attend the meeting to catch up our project issues, our next step, understand each department, each group, the primary problems or roadblocks they're facing. Excuse me, guys. Then 9:15 to 9:30, 15 minutes meeting with my team, my project manager, another business analyst, one project manager, 10 specialist is helping me in this project with my team for a quick catch up. Everybody, your status and your plan for today and your roadblocks, and maybe need a manager's escalation as well. 9:30 to 10:30 is an hour meeting. This is a very large meeting, is for us with the UK team to review the BRD and the FSD I'm currently working for my project. And then 10:30 to 11, interview the project manager, stakeholders for the requirements gathering, because I meet with the office of CIO, like in eBay, I'm sitting here, then this is the hallway, then another office is the CIO. So then in front of me is the CIO's assistant. So we call in with the CIO's office, with the project sponsor, with the project manager, to make sure all my requirements, the information I needed from them is documented. Or if I have any conflicts, any problems with my BRD, which is unclear, I wanted to have the meeting address this issue with them. Then after this meeting, I have to meet with a PMO team to discuss project scope and changes, because right now we're doing this project from the scratch. We have a lot of project scope we needed to change, and we wanted to understand the structure and the changes in the future we might be happening. I want to keep that in my BRD as well. And also this change may impact to your project plan. So that's why I want to be part of it. Then you come back, after the meeting, I come back to update the changes to the documents and check email, then reply some critical emails, because in the morning it's very busy. You want to keep all the important email replied, then handle the rest of it whenever you have time. So from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m., I work on the user case requirements and design user case diagram, which is the key documentation, and the diagram I will be teaching you the class as well by using Microsoft Visio 2016. 3 p.m. to 4 p.m., I meet with the Q team to review defects, to understand what are the defects or user experience comments you collect from my end user. Because as a business analyst, I reported to the business team. I want to help them address with my capacity. Okay. 4 p.m. to 4:30, update files to drive and prepare first needed for next day's meeting. So you wanted to save, make sure all the today all the files you touched, you worked, save it to the SharePoint. And then you want to be prepared for your next day morning's meeting. You may need to send out some files as well. And you want to send out before you send off, because next day is 8:30, right? You don't have time. So this is my typical day. So one day you will be working as a business analyst. So you will be pretty much doing the same thing. So now think about that. As a business analyst, why I encourage you want to become a business analyst? Because you get the chance to work with all the departments. You'll be learning a lot of things, right? Tomorrow, you can get a transfer to work as a QA. You can easily transfer to work as a project lead. You can transfer to work as a project manager. Then if some people, in the future, they want to become a director, they want to become a program VP. And if you wanted to focus on IT, you wanted to be work for Google, for eBay, for PayPal, any big companies like this, business analyst is a good start. Okay, once you work as a business analyst, you know everything. This is today I'm working as a business analyst. I'm able to teach you all the skills because I meet with those folks every day. I have the opportunity to work on all the documentations, opportunity to attend all the meetings, right? Today, if I don't want to, I'm getting bored, I wanted to work as a project manager, 100% sure, and I have the confidence I can work as a project manager. It's just right now, I enjoy where I am. I don't want to attend all the meetings throughout the day, and my son is only 6 months, right? So I want you guys to see this. Unless you want to go to a retail branch, Wells Fargo, as a tailor, get a $13 per hour, work over there. If you want to go to IT, if you want to go work in the future, you want to become in a bigger company, business analyst, top priority #1. Okay, opportunity, give you that, help you open the door. And you will see clearly once you work with them, you know which position you like, which one you don't like. Back to 7 years back, when I finished my MBA, I was totally lost because I don't know what I can do for my life and what kind of job I can do in the future. Then once I work as a business analyst, I understand the organization chart. I understand the organization, the chain of the career path. So I know which direction I'm going. Okay, just to keep your options open, I would say that this is a month of training, and spend a month of your time with me for training, then spend a month of your time with me for your job search. Let me help you to go to a business analyst direction, right? So most of the students go to school, spend a lot of 2 years, 3 years, like my students, they told me, what the hell, I spent 2 or 3 years go to school, I paid so much money. Then after I graduated from school, I still don't know how to do my job. That's something you need to think about it. This is my typical day and eBay. So after 4:30, I can go home a happy hour with my team. Now we talk about business analyst. One of the I want you to have the understanding of project management life cycle, because when you work as a business analyst, you develop the application. You will be following this the project management life cycle. So in project management life cycle,
I think it may be.
Yes.
This is the plugins problem. Let me change another plugin.
Okay. So there are a few phases. Most of the time is 5 phases, but it depends on the product, or maybe sometimes we have to add another phase to complete your product development. So the first phase is called initial phase. In this initial phase, as a business analyst, those are the documentations. Those are the activities you will be performing. Let me see if we have the. As a business analyst, each phases, those are the things we have to do for our product, for our project. I want you after our class, I want to send this to you so you can have the understanding for the initial phase, what's happening, then requirements phase. Then as a business analyst, I want to focus on the bottom, because those are the documentations you will be producing in each phase. In the initiation phase, you will be working pretty much with a PM to draft a project plan or project baseline. Then you will be conducting the project kickoff meeting. Sometimes it's the project manager is doing that. But for me, some reason strange, or some of my team's business analysts, we conduct a kickoff meeting because the manager have the confidence that you can handle that. So once they assign you to this project, you will be leading. I'm leading the project, so I conduct the kickoff meeting all the time. Then I create a communication plan and get all the documentation, project issue log as well. Then for the BRD phase, I have to produce business requirements documentation, functional specification documentation, user case, and RTM. Then design phase, I create all the process maps, which include detailed process map and the high-level design as well. Also user case diagram. Then in the testing phase, I create a test case because some of the templates I wanted to keep it as uniform for my organization. So once I have the test case documented, I'm talking about for now my project, okay? Then I assign to the Q team, let's keep up to use this template for our project. Then we have in the production phase, I want to make sure other application is being tested for first by our entire organization. So what I do is I divide that into 2 pilot group. The first group is Office of CIO, is under CIO of the departments. Then the second part is gonna be the other group who will be using the product and providing feedbacks for us. Then for the training phase, I create a training plan, and the training materials. Like what I was talking to one of my friend today. Currently, we're working on creating training video and also training user guide, creating a journey map, make sure our customer understand how to use our product. The last one, post-production, we wanted to understand what a mistake we made in this project life cycle. We want to document all the lessons we learned. Like today we are suffering from, had a problem with this projector. So I learned from this what we did wrong. And I want to document that and make sure in the future this problem prevent that from happening again, right? This one, actually, when I was going over the project plan, I talked about the my responsibilities already. So the project I worked for Google, just a general idea, what project I worked for Google. Google outsourced all their products to India. So the manager is sitting in Google office, they don't understand what is happening in India, right? What templates or what activities they perform for employees' daily work activity. It's actually is a OPEX project. We focus on the financial system like Oracle and also Essbase, the database they're using. So Google wants to, because Adobe and Essbase is the vendor products, so they bought it from someone else. Now Google wants to build a system called G-Core. They want to transfer all the data to G-Core system. So they want a business analyst, a business process analyst, only focus on process for me to be there to understand what the technology is Adobe has and what technology Essbase has, and for us to develop this new app, what features or commonalities we can borrow from the vendor products. So I was there to document, create the BRD and the FSD functional requirements documentation, and also to analyze the issues our employee is performing their work, the issues they have from their work. So we want to design and feature, keep that as a KPI, key performance indicator to our future product. Then I was leading that project and working as a project lead to understand the future product when we design that. And as a user, from a user's perspective, the to-be situation. So I created all the process maps. Imagine Google just wants someone to create the process maps and the BRDs. I led the project with 50 people, 50, included the people in India and the Googlers. Worked together to design the system from each step to each step. Like first, when they do the transfer money, how they can log in this system, how they can transfer money from their account to another third party's account, right? Because Google is aggressive. They don't want to use any outside company's software. They only want to use their product. So I was leading that project. But for now, for eBay, the project I'm working, like I just said, Polycom, You guys, if you drive from 101, you can see Polycom buildings there. They actually providing video system. We bought their system somehow. What happened is eBay bought the Polycom products. Then the products doesn't work as we expected. No, we want to give up. We wanted to make business with Microsoft Skype for Business. But when we want to make a business with Microsoft, we wanted to document all our issues, like the lessons we have learned from Polycom, right? Do the integration. As a business analyst, we want to keep up all the features. As a user perspective, today, if I'm conducting a conference from laptop we have Mac, we have Mac system, we have Windows system. Then when I conduct a meeting from my phone, you have Android and also the iOS. Then also when I want to conduct a meeting from the conference room user system, from a user perspective, forget about technology, what the features I want to have for this product. This is what I'm working on. Okay, initial phase, I really from the scratch. I build a project plan, project charter, and also project scope, communication plan, training plan. Then requirements phase, very happy last week on Friday, we sent off the BRD. I'm so sorry, I want to show you the of course, just want to give you some samples to see what the BRD is. My laptop doesn't work now, but maybe if you have the interest to join my class, I will be working with you. We build everything from scratch. We understand off. Then also user case, process diagram, a user case diagram, activity diagram, network diagram. I do everything. Testing phase, I work with the QA team to understand what the previous issues they documented, they detected during the testing phase. I want to build that against to my products and new features. Production phase, we haven't get there, but now we are preparing for everything. We want to know in the future, once we have the room developed, the room deployment is complete, who are the first audience we will have. Then the training phase, I'm creating the training plan right now, and the post-production, we haven't get there, but that's very simple. Next one, where do I need to go to be a career path? Like what I just said, this is the part I want you to wake up. Imagine right now the career, let's say I divide that into two parts. One part in like a retail, you go to West Fargo, work in the branch as a tailor, or you working as a as a sales, the seller. You're working in the education organization as administrator or as a counselor, right? So this is, I wouldn't see this as retail, but compare the side of corporate work. Then you have business analyst, quality analyst, system analyst, business intelligence is BI. Most of you know what the BI does. Is data reporting. Then you have go up, you have manager, director, then you have VP. I would think people in corporate makes 4 times of what the retail people is doing today, to be honest. Okay, so that's why I want you, when you going forward, when you want to make a decision in your career path, you definitely want to go to the IT corporate field. Okay, nobody wants to do a job, spend the same amount of time, contribution, but you make less than the other people. Be practical. Okay, so this is what's happening right now in the real world. We talked about everything about a business analyst. Now, you ask me a question. Business analyst is under which channel, right? So this is the corporate organization structure. On the top, you have CEO, then the different departments. You have CFO, is a financial director, financial office. CIO is also called CTO, Chief Information Officer, Chief Technology Officer, then CMO, Chief Marketing Officer, and the COO. So for business analysts, you will be working on this channel over here. Then you have the director, project manager, business analyst. This is pretty much right now I'm working in the office of CIO of eBay, and I work with the CIO, project sponsor, project manager, project programmer directly. Okay, so this is, you understand where BA is aligned to the in the business in the organization chart. Now we have one question students ask me a lot from my previous batch training. Most of the students have a concern: how can I become a professional business analyst without experience? I always tell my students, you don't need to have any background, educational background. But of course, if you have done something like MBA or software engineer, is good. I have 2 degrees, masters, but when I look for a job, nobody asks me where you graduated and where you what major you have, right? People only care about what capability, what knowledge, skills you have. So to answer your question, you don't need to have a background, education background or work experience before you join my class, because you will learn everything from the BS perspective, which you haven't learned from the textbook. Then I would say the training is required. You cannot just go outside the market, and the BA has their own terminology. The resume, how you give the interview is also a skill, and you have the right verb, like I was talking to Matt. You have the right verb to describe a business analyst's responsibility. You cannot just go website, search business analyst resume template and put it on yours to look for a job. It's less opportunity, okay? So a training is required. You don't have to come to my training, but if you sooner or later you want to become a business analyst, a training is required. Then a very well-written resume after training is required, because before you sell yourself, before you present yourself, your resume is the first thing to help you open the door. Okay? Great interview skills from business analyst perspective. My class, I help you with the resume write-up guidance. We will talk about that later. So how we're gonna host the last session. So interview skills, I will be training that in the class as well. Do the mock interview with you for your interview, and before you go to class, before you go give the interview, some students will approach me for help. I'll be more than happy to help you. So the syllabus, I think I sent to your email, right?
Okay, I can check it. You want to?
Yeah, please help me. I'm not a Mac user. Sorry guys for keeping you so long because of technology issue today.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
Okay. So in the first class, you will be learning a lot of, like, before you work as a business analyst, some basic stuff you have to know. Your primary responsibilities as a business analyst, so what you will be doing when you work as a business analyst. Then what is the project and the types of project you probably can you are probably working on in the future. And also you have to I will be teaching because you will be going to the meeting all the time, you need to create a meeting deck, right? Either it's a follow-up, status follow-up meeting deck, or it's a kickoff meeting deck. I will be teaching you the meeting deck, what kind of slides you can generate for your meeting and as a business analyst, and also examples from my work as well. Then also some basic stuff that helps you, because some students, they finish the training, I teach them, then they made a very good progress in writing emails. I want your emails template and how to write a professional business project reporting emails as a business analyst. And how to conduct the meeting, weekly status follow-up meeting once you join the conference as a business analyst. Okay, some students are very scared of presenting in the meeting, but in our training session, slowly I will be giving the opportunity to each student to work on this with me, and hopefully after the training, you will be confident to present and no scare and no fairness in the future. The second class is I will be teaching, we will start with a project, okay? The first one, you know all the basic stuff. The second one, we really start with the project and create a project plan, project charter, high-level design, WBS. This is the software you need to download. Third class, very, very important, the BRD, and the BRD example I have, and I will work with you. We started a project. There will be 2 projects you will be working in my class with me. So you will build your own BRD and FSD Tdd documentation. I will help you on that. And requirements traceability metrics, that's a documentation to help you trace all your requirements you created tied to the user case and make sure it's being tested. Business process analyst session. As I mentioned in the beginning of this session, you will be learning business process analyst skills as well. So you will create a user case scenario, UML language. Some of you work as a financial analyst or business analyst already, you know that. Maybe you can go home and do a search, put some questions, come back with me if you don't know. UML language, we will be teaching user case diagram, activity diagram, sequence diagram, and state transition diagrams. So for this, you will be using Microsoft Visio, Iris platform, SmartDraw, rational modeling. They all work the same, but I want you to learn everything, all the skills, all software, okay? One day, tomorrow you go to, what if you go to Google, they don't use Microsoft products, they use Lucidchart. You can apply the same methodology skills to Lucidchart as well, okay? And also the most popular one in the market right now is a Signova from German company. I'll be teaching you as well. Class 5, BPM in 2.0. This is very, very important. Like I was said that you can make $80 per hour guaranteed. To create a business process diagram, use Iris, create high-level design diagrams. This is the hands-on, okay? Come to the class, I teach you, give you a topic, start from the scratch. That's why I put that as a one class specifically. Class 6, business process improvements. You will be learning Lean Six Sigma, DMARC, and the gap analysis, how to conduct a jar and a Java session to gather your requirements, create a project work content book, and the project tracker to track your project progress. Some companies, they don't use Jira, but this is very useful. I use that in my in BBB Comps Bank, and then I bring that to Google, to eBay. Our company is using that. Quality analyst, all the testings I teach you. The software we will be using is called UFT, Unified Functional Testing software from HP. So I will be happy to teach you how to do a GUI testing and API testing. GUI is graphic unified testing, and API is application program testing. 就是一个是前端，一个是后端 ，OK？ 测试 how to do testings, how to write testing case, test script, and also how to do what is the white box testing, black box testing, and the testing life cycle. And also integration testing, unit testing, system testing, and UAT testing. Class 8, we will be building test plan, test case, Jira. I hope you guys know this software. Nowadays it's very popular, right? All the companies using this to track bugs. Then how to reproduce a bug, right? Step by step. Class 9, very important, is just one time. I don't, because this is very helpful and very important. It's going to help you get a job. Summarize all the things we learned in the class. I help you with the resume and help you give you the mock interview. I have all the questions, real questions collected from my previous students. They went to Cisco, they went to eBay, PayPal, they have Blue Shield, all the companies for interview, they come back, give me, provide me the questions they asked for business analysts. I have the questions for you guys. And I will be giving you the mock interview to teach you for each answer questions how you answer it, and even include your visa status. Some students don't get a job because they don't know how to answer you don't know how to answer your CPT, OPT. And employer just hear about I'm on CPT, I'm on OPT, they pass you. So you don't tell them I'm on CPT, I'm on OPT, but you tell them in a right way. Okay, so this is pretty much I will be teaching in the class.
Switch back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Steve Jobs makes the word complicated. Business analysis, marketing, and career path, I talked about that already. So in this one, just a quick summary. In my class, I teach you business analyst, quality analyst, business process analyst, project manager. Once you finish that, students, depends on how many students we in a class. I will be more than happy because I'm the only Chinese business analyst person I know right now teaching business analyst in Bay Area. You come my class, my goal is to help you find a job. Okay, student text me in the night at 10, 11. My husband pissed off, but I said it's okay because I want to help students who, because I experienced the same difficulties as today a lot of Chinese students is suffering and the international students. Okay, come to me. Any way I can help you job, I do it. Then, so I want to talk about the most important part that you want to know about is, as a business analyst in Bay Area now, the entry level salary is $45 to $50 per hour. Junior level is 60 to 65, and the senior level is 65 to 100, even more than 100. Okay, so if today you come to my training, tomorrow you go back to look for a job, and someone give you a business analyst salary below than 45, come back ask me what did you talk in the class. I will answer your question. But what I want to say is, especially in Google, I want to speak out for the problem. Google give that's why most of the students, what happened to Google and Wells Fargo, right? They give business analysts $20. Why? Because most of the students, they want to take advantage from you. Students graduate from school don't have experience. You don't care how much. One of my students told me, I don't care how much they pay as long as I have a job. So how dumb is that, right? You dedicated your talent, your time, and you don't want to get paid. So it's not Google's fault. It's not Wells Fargo's fault. Is Google, Wells Fargo give project to some consultant company. Consultant company knows what the students, the fresh students, no experience people want, right? They just don't want experience. So they give some entry-level students a business analyst $20, $19 per hour. Some students, some people, they take that. No, you don't want. Students who graduate from my class, I don't want them to take that. Right? So what you want to get above 45 is you work with me, do my project, do what I said in the class, finish your homework assignments, okay? And when each class, when I wanted to ask you a question, ask you to present to me your issues, I want you to open your mouth and speak up for yourself. And tomorrow you go to the market, you learn everything from me, and you don't need to be scared of anything. You just don't want to talk what you have, because 2 projects, real practice projects, I will be teaching in the class, you will be working on with me, and it will be added to your resume as well. Okay? So I'm talking about in the hourly basis, but for the annual, you can convert that, but some of the annual salary, you may not be able to get that much. Why? Because if you get a full-time job, then you may get benefits, right? 401k, insurance, this and that. Is probably a little bit lesser than a contractor, but that should not go that far. You know what I mean? So that's the salary, the pay as a business analyst in today's market. You can go back to Indeed and Monster, do some search. They give you the annual salary, but it's not that accurate, because I came back, I search jobs, my students search jobs. I don't tell you fixed stuff in my class. I tell you how much exactly you will be making in the future. And today you come to the class, pay the tuition, it's just less than 1 week of your salary in the future, to be honest. Okay? The final one I want to talk is about, some students ask me, Mia, do you have the job reference, do it internally? I was saying yes. When I was in Google, I help my students to, I mean, even hire them. I ask VE to join my group as well. And when I have the opportunity directly hire you to eBay, to Google, I would definitely let you know. But I have a lot of consulting companies working with me today to get my students find a job for them. And I will introduce you guys to them as well. H1 sponsorship. H1, so how it works is you finish your training, you go get a job. Once you get a job, then you come back to me, and I will work with my connections, even Big Tiger. They have the sponsorship. Some of the consulting companies today sponsor my students H1. I can introduce you them as well. So how it works is you get a job for $45 minimum, right? Let's say the entry level, you get $45 per hour. You will probably just from that, you give $8 per hour to the consulting company. Ask them to help you to sponsor your H1. It's just a month or 2 months you pay them. If they get your H1, that would be great, right? So they convert you as an employee. You get an annual pay. If they don't, let's say the worst scenario, if you don't get H1, you just tell them that right now I don't need a H1 sponsorship, just cut off the agreement. Then they will let you go. Then you get $45 back going forward. Okay? So that's all I have today for the business analyst introduction. And are we going to online session to see the students' questions?
We can first answer some online questions, and then we can do some offline talk later.
Okay.
Yes. Let me first.